This is Carey-Lyn.
And this is Charis.
And we're from Music Minutes from Musicplay, the podcast that helps elementary music teachers and delivers cool resources, I guess. Right?
Right.
Yeah. We're here to read to you guys some really funny stories that you guys have actually sent us on like Facebook and everything. So yeah, funny concerts.
Yeah. Your best oh no moments where everything went wrong.
Not to be confused with oh ho moments.
Oh ho ho! Merry Christmas!
Anyway, yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be a long one.
It's gonna be a long one. That's okay. We'll figure it out.
Marty,
poor
really
Scott.
Hot. Okay. Yeah, so if you're not already on the Musicplay page, it is a seriously awesome place to be because there's teachers from all over the world and people just chat and it's just awesome. So
they share good resources, good suggestions with each other, or just ask good questions about things that they need help with that you might also need help with. So it's a great page. So make sure you find us on Facebook and follow us.
Yeah, so it's Musicplay Teachers on Facebook. Do it.
Facebook, Musicplay Teachers. Musicplay Teachers, Facebook.
On Facebook.
It's not on Facebook? It's
not
on Instagram, right?
No. Instagram is Musicplay Online. Okay, so let's start with, why don't you just read?
Yeah, how about
you pick one and then I'll pick one because they are hilarious. So go for it.
I'll start. All right. So this one is from Deb. She says, "My beautiful angels were lined up to sing their angel song when we all heard the toilet flush. My lead female actor forgot to turn off her remote mic when she went to the bathroom." I feel like that happens a lot.
I know. Especially in like the stories that we've been reading. It's just casually forget. How do you forget something like that?
Yeah.
Not entirely sure. Anyway, okay, so this next one is classic. Jill writes in and says, these are her kids in primary. Mrs. M, did you see me in the concert? Were you there? Front and center, kid. Front and center. Good to know that I made an impression. Classic kids.
Yeah. So Terry said, "We were getting ready to perform Annie for our Christmas musical. It happens at Christmas, so it worked. It was dress rehearsal day, and I was behind the curtain cleaning junk off the stage. I got too close to the edge of the stage and fell off.
No!
Flying through the curtain and landing on the cafeteria floor. Had to go to the ER with a majorly sprained elbow shoulder and had to postpone the play until January. The show did not go on that week as I was home with major pain meds." Ouch.
That's awful.
That sucks.
But that's actually pretty smart. We were in one of our other podcasts, we were reading about when people do their Christmas concerts, and some people actually do theirs in February and January to get away from like the craziness that is Christmas.
That's really smart.
So,
it
sucks,
wasn't planned.
But also good planning.
It worked out for her, yeah.
Okay, so so Tina. So she writes in, she says, during her winter concert, she was conducting a mass choir of 250 students. Here she was, standing in the aisle, and a parent pushed her while she's conducting, trying to pass me to take pictures. She just kept conducting with one arm and blocked her with the other, saying, "You shall not pass." Yep. That's good.
And so Terry again says, "Another story. We were doing a song with candles." We know that's going to go well.
Good.
"And I bought paper cupcake holders rather than tinfoil, and one of my students' candle holders caught fire." Kids and fire don't seem to be a good combination.
No. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. So Sarah has a crazy story. Okay, so she was doing the grade 3 to 5 December musical. I had gone to play the piano for a song. When I came back to lead the choir and the song started, I noticed that there was somewhat of a gap in the chorus. I was a little confused as I was conducting and casually moved in that direction to get the kids to close the gap, only to find out that a kid had thrown up on the risers. Kids did amazing, though, and quietly moved away from the vomit without me even noticing.
Oh, man.
And they kept singing.
Ugh,
That's
gross.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
That is...
That's awful.
Yeah. Poor kid.
I mean, good for the rest of the kids, though, to, not draw attention to it.
Also not throw up?
Also not throw up. That. Yeah. Not see it in one. Just like a waterfall of...
Yeah, of puke. I mean, I think that comes up...
I think it might in another
later?
one. Yeah.
Okay.
So Julie says, a student fainted at the end of the concert and took the backdrop down with him. He was okay. Unfortunately, it was the end of the concert. But can you imagine just passing out and grabbing the backdrop and just pulling the whole thing down with you?
If anything, it's like parents were like, oh, wow, that was the best ending of anything. You know,
yeah,
like,
right.
Let me be
so
the end.
Satisfying.
Alrighty, so Cara, I think her name is Kara. Anyway, she says, of course, whoever designed the cafeteria stage would put the only plug on the steps directly in front of the stage.
That's bad planning.
Not even an extended cord from another wall would reach. I shouldn't have been surprised when a poor student tripped on the cord, unplugging the entire sound system during a song.
No.
Luckily, the kids did great, as they always do, and finished the song a cappella.
Wow.
I mean, that takes some seriously good teaching.
Yeah, to get the kids to just stick with it. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. Okay, I will do the next one.
Okay.
You can read that.
Yeah.
Okay, so following up on Cara, Keisha, oh man, are you ready for this one? Okay, during the concert, a little girl in primary school peed herself because she was so nervous.
Oh no.
Then a little boy slipped in it, and we were trying to get them off the risers. Then a little boy slipped in it as we were trying to get them off the risers.
Can you imagine?
Like first you got one peeing,
yeah,
and then the other slipping and falling.
That's so gross. Oh man.
So much fun. Anyway.
Okay. So Melanie has a couple really good stories for us. I'll read the first one.
Yeah, or the second one as well.
Do you want me to read both?
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
Okay,
they're so good.
All right, so this is from Melanie. Years ago, we reenacted the Carey movie at my kindergarten spring musical. We were performing the Three Piggy Opera. Kids were dressed in pink t-shirts and had pink piggy masks on. Cut the center out of pink plates and made ears and painted little pink noses on the kids. The music started. The curtain opened. A little boy on the top row looked at his neighbor and punched him in the nose. Blood spurted out like a fountain. Droplets of blood fell on the kid in front of him. Oh, children started screaming. I'm just imagining the mass chaos. Man, I've never seen a shower of blood come out of a kid's nose before. I stopped the music, waited through the kids to get to the top riser, picked them both up, and lumbered down. I got both moms up to get their sons. The parents, whose kid had blood sprayed on them, came up and took their kids out for cleaning. Most of them wiped the shirts and washed skin and turned the shirts backwards. We got everyone calmed down and back on the stage, except for the hitter and the hitty who had gone to urgent care. Then the hitter's mom came up to the edge of the stage and asked if her son could rejoin the group. I looked at her like she was crazy. The parents in the audience yelled, "No!" We finally got the show started about 20 minutes late. Those kids are now in their mid-20s, and some are still traumatized. Good times.
There's like blood everywhere.
Oh man,
everybody's screaming.
Why? I wonder what happened.
And like everybody with like pig faces on too.
I know, right? I'm just like, what did one kid say to the other right before the curtain went up? That he was like, "I'm gonna punch you in the face." How could you? How dare you laugh at my cool sneakers or something?
I'm a pig face or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So Melanie had another story for us.
Oh man,
that's
oh man.
More ridiculous than the first one.
Like how? But also, tell me more.
Oh, just wait.
Oh, good.
I could tell you about the middle school chorus concert when the principal came up and said, while I was conducting, the police are here to arrest a certain child. This kid was self-contained EBD and was 16 years old. He'd been involved in some illicit entrepreneurial activity on the street.
No.
Before the program, I whispered back, could they wait until after this medley? He said yes and walked back. Well, apparently they could not wait because they walked up to the portable stage, pulled this kid off the back, cuffed him, and marched him down the center aisle while we sang and watched Merry, Merry Christmas. Wow.
Oh,
I just want to know what her entire teaching experience has been like.
No kidding. Like blood?
Yeah.
Like
arresting?
Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't even do concerts anymore.
I like, totally, yeah.
What's going to happen this year? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that is nuts. All right. Okay, so this one is from Shanna. And she says, my husband is my sound engineer. I forgot to turn off my mic pack during the concert when over the speakers my voice boomed, "Am I hot?" The audience laughed, and I had 2 seconds. The audience laughed, and I heard several responses of yes.
I mean, at least they're encouraging,
right? Her husband also better said yes because
right, if
everybody else is agreeing with you. Anyway, okay.
So Michelle says, every year I have my first graders perform a Thanksgiving play. One year, right at the end, as we were thanking all of the parents for coming, one of the little boys threw up on the student in front of him.
On him?
Oh, we all stood there in shock for a minute, then went into crazy cleanup mode. Luckily, no one else started puking. Man, this seems to be a pattern.
Right? Like puking, passing out, blood, like everything coming up. Peeing? Like,
I know. Man.
Okay. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Okay. Kristen, this is what she says. Okay. I had a child playing an orff instrument who just continued to play on, with a smile, whilst getting choked from behind the entire song by a student who had a wand with a tassel. The choker was trying to give the chokee a beautiful necklace of sparkly tassels, and the student's helper didn't notice. I've also had a student mid-song take off their shoes and huck them across the stage because they were uncomfortable. Have you ever thrown something or like ripped something off because it was uncomfortable?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe don't share.
No. No. It just makes me think of my sister's kids.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you're little and like you put your sock on wrong and it's like time
weird.
for a complete meltdown. I feel like that's what that child was. So it could have been worse, right?
Yeah, true,
All
true.
he did was huck his shoes at someone.
Yeah, like whatever.
Yeah. So Trisha shares this story with us. Right before the last song of a program, a little girl who was in the center of the risers on the top row projectile vomited.
No.
The students reacted like the parting of red waters, bailing off the risers to the left and right with a clean split so that all we could see was the girl who threw up standing solo covering her mouth. Bless her heart. We closed the curtains and reformed on the floor of the cafeteria to perform our final song.
Oh my gosh.
I can't
just, like,
even
moving,
imagine.
Like everybody like,
no! It's like the parting of the sea. Too funny.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Oh man, okay. So we all know parents, right? They're great and everything. Cool. So Christina, she shares this story. 2 parents got into an argument over saving seats. Punches were thrown, and the principals of my building and the middle school where we were performing called the police. I didn't know what was going on as I was off stage lining up the chorus kids. When we walked onto the stage to go on the risers, the MS director whispered to me what was going on. The audience applauded when the SRO escorted the mom that threw the punch out of the auditorium.
That's hilarious.
Holy man.
Who knew parents could get so intense about seat saving?
Like, saving seats. Like, just stand in the back.
somewhere else,
Like, it's gonna be okay.
Okay, this one is gonna make your hair itchy.
Ugh.
So this one is from Emily. One girl told me that the day of the performance that she had lice and her mom didn't want to spread it to the whole grade. This was after we had been practicing all together in the same space for the past 4 days.
Oh, it just makes me want to go have a shower.
Yeah,
and
right.
Put my hair up,
right,
and then
never touch anyone ever again.
Because then little bugs can jump. Ugh. Anyway, okay. So Elizabeth shares, a few years ago during a concert, I had a primary class on the risers. They were doing their thing and dancing and singing along to the concert song when all of a sudden I hear a bunch of gasps from the audience. I look to my left and see the Christmas tree has fallen. And my student is stuck in the Christmas tree. The principal retrieved him and pulled him back up onto the risers as the song continued. After that, I always made sure to set up the riser back rails to avoid another topple.
Man, just
like a little chipmunk.
One wrong step. Yeah, just peeking out of the wings, peeking out of the leaves.
Like, don't worry about me, but like, it's kind of pokey in here.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah. That's so good. Heather shares, last year we had a large finale at the end of the show. The whole school sang the hockey song, and things were going well until we realized that one of the kindergartners in the front row of the stage had his 2 middle fingers up for most of the song and was flashing it to the audience, tapping on kids' shoulders and giving them the finger. Of course, someone recorded it. That child will go down in history forever.
Yeah. Going places. Yeah. Don't know where, but going places.
Yeah, doing something.
Okay. Oh, man. So this one, for those weak of stomach, no.
We're sorry.
Yeah, it sucks. Okay. Val shares, Christmas concert 5 years ago. The grade 1 to 3 choir of 200 plus singers. Top row child vomits a catapult spew over the row in the front landing on the head of the child in the next row.
Gross.
This kid then vomits from being grossed out onto the row of the Orff players in front of him, christening the bass xylophone player from low C to high C all over the entire board. First time I have ever completely stopped a concert and cleaned it up. Then trying to finish the song and the rest of the concert. I think everyone was so green by the end of it, I just about lost my cookies right after that. Yoicks. I live to tell the tale, and this one goes down in the history for sure.
Oh, man.
It's just like a waterfall. Like,
right? Yeah. Just like trigger reaction.
Have you ever like thrown up because like you saw something so gross? Or like
almost.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. No, I don't.
Yeah. There were so many other vomit stories that we could only include so many in this podcast.
But so many.
This is what do we do about that?
Like,
for just keep that in mind for when you're doing your concert next year, I guess.
Grab some ginger ale and maybe
buckets.
Some cookies. Oh yeah, buckets is better than cookies and ginger ale.
Whatever.
Yeah, Okay.
So Helen tells us about this one. I teach middle school chorus, and during a winter concert, had a student faint off the end of the third riser, faceplant, and break her front teeth. Oh, ouch.
Oh, man.
That's
especially middle school.
I know.
Like, that is rough.
It is.
They have to, like, go with the next, like...
I know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's, like, where you're most self-conscious, you're dealing with all of this change that's going on.
And you got no teeth.
And,
So, like, there's that.
Hopefully they got fixed well.
Yeah, hopefully. And if not, pirate. I don't know.
Yeah. Gold teeth.
Yeah. Okay, so Jody shares that in her 3rd year of teaching, she had the kinders on stage. She, a little girl lost her hat and turned around to get it. When she bent over, she mooned to the audience. Oh, they're so
that's
sweet.
Cute. Yeah. poor kid.
I didn't even notice. Like, just like, da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh,
yeah.
my hat.
Whatever. Yeah. Like, unaware. When you're at that age that you're unaware
and it's like,
of what's actually,
cares?
What's actually going on.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Here's another good one. This one will make you laugh, hopefully.
Warm you up a bit.
Warm you up, yeah. So Kim shares this story with us. Several years ago, my kids had real candles and were passing the flame down the rows when I noticed one section of the choir all backing up. I looked down, and the shopping bag that we had used as a prop for one of our earlier songs had flames coming out the top of it. Luckily, right at that time, my husband jumped out from backstage, held the bag closed, and ran off stage with it. We kept singing. That was our last song. He made it right outside before entire bag and props inside disintegrated. We use fake candles now.
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Oh man, I just wonder how many times that's happened to teachers.
Especially when they're like, what is the point when fire stopped being a good idea?
Right.
And batteries started to be
right?
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Also, shout out to that husband who's just like, fire. Don't care.
Yeah. Bring it on. Totally
with my
on the
bare
ball.
hands.
Yeah.
Like, man. Okay. So, okay, Katie. So, Katie shared another really good story. I've been teaching 15 years and always had very successful concerts with no issues. Until this last year. I had in the same concert during the same song a child vomit on the risers and other students, and within 30 seconds of removing dirty and sick students, then restarting the song, another student passed out and cracked her head open. Oh. Both students are okay, and the audience held on. Like,
oh man.
Especially that like sickening like crack.
I know.
Oh man.
And like blood, I'm sure. And
yeah.
I mean, at least the audience was gracious.
Yeah.
To them. Yeah.
As that we know of.
I mean, yeah. Shout out to good audiences.
Yeah, right?
That actually put up with all of this, too. But mostly to the teachers that have to put up with this.
And the other kids who are getting vomited on.
Yeah.
Also, that sucks.
Also that, too. Because that is a memory you will never lose.
No. Yeah.
So Tina shares this with us. About to conduct a choir at our spring concert, a student in the top row center waves his arm and yells out, "No pictures, please!" I didn't realize the paparazzi was here. That's so funny.
Okay. Oh man, is this our last one?
Our last one.
Oh man. Okay. You guys ready for this? Okay. So Amanda shares this one, and it's pretty crazy, and yeah. So, buckle in. Early in my teaching career, we were singing at a grocery store in a cramped space beside a gigantic blow-up nutcracker. During the performance, the nutcracker began to deflate, laying itself across the tops of the heads of my choir. The kids were trying their best to keep singing. Then it suddenly reinflated, only to deflate across the choir again a few minutes later. This happened repeatedly throughout our half-hour performance. But because of the cramped situation, no adult could get to the nutcracker to stop it. I later found out that one of the kids must have been standing on the cord. A nutcracker dance I will never forget.
Oh man.
All I can like imagine is like one of those the car things, like those like noodle people.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that
like,
just like waves around.
Yeah.
But
it's like standing underneath it, like
just like deflating right on top of them. So the kids are probably like, what's going
on?
Like trying to get it away from them, and then it just suddenly like pops back up and then deflates again. And
also, what's going on with that cord? That
no
cut that kind of electricity. Like that's freaky. Anyway, not an electrician, so don't know anything.
Yeah.
Oh man. Alrighty. Well, we almost forgot this one, and we just cannot because like. It was so funny when we read it out loud.
Everyone laughed.
Yeah. We just died.
So we have to share it.
We have to.
So Christy tells us, last year we were doing a lovely movement activity with plates to go along with March from the Nutcracker. All was going well until one of my second grade students dropped a plate under his risers. When he reached in to get it, he got his head stuck in the risers. After a short break to free him, the concert went on. Oh, and no second graders were harmed, other than maybe his pride. Oh man, poor kid.
Yeah, and like head big enough to fit
in,
or like
but not come
stuck.
Out. Yeah, like the panic moment.
Yeah, like
right, the ears,
hands.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh
poor
man.
Kid.
Anyway, we just needed to share that last one because like that one was so funny.
Yeah.
And it was just on Musicplay Teachers. So if you're not a part of the group,
join
head
us.
over and join, because like, what are you doing? And
you're missing out is what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there are so many mentors and like
so much good information and
all the things.
Everything.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
Almost worth joining Facebook again for those who are not on Facebook.
Yeah.
And if not, that's okay, because you can also find us on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and Pinterest. And
thank you for everyone who contributed. And if you have any other stories, please send them our way. We'd love to share.
Yeah, we
even
like
more.
Laugh all the time. Like, we don't laugh at you guys, but we laugh with you guys at the office.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's so much fun to hear how you guys are faring out there in that place.
Yeah.
So definitely please share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Bye.